to make a lot of gold in Guild Wars 2. And in this video, I'm gonna go through all of the ways that I do research notes and the main way that I use to make it not annoying and a very easy thing to do. So I just do it once, just done with it for a good amount of time. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this, go to my Ko-Fi if you want to support me, and let's get into it. So, what are the two main things that I do? First of all, we should go and check the types of research notes that, the things that we can do to make research notes. If you go to the Fast Farming Community website and you go for salvaging and costs per research note, you'll see all of the ways that you can get research notes. These are obviously used in order to get certain materials or in order to make certain recipes. You can see them right here in your wallet. There you go, research notes, and also you need them from legendaries as well. If you want to go here and you go to any type of vendor from crafting, you'll see that you can buy hydrocatalytic reagents. These are useful. These are needed for almost every legendary. So you need the research notes a lot. And of course, when you savage any type of item that was crafted, you'll get some of them, right? These are the best ways of doing them. The least amount of gold per the most amount of notes. You can see all the possibilities here. Now the thing is, when you craft them, you actually see that, let's say that I want to craft one specific item, you get this specific option here called automatically savage output with a research kit. If you crack this, boom, once you craft it, it'll instantly savage and giving you the research notes that you need, which is what we're gonna use today. Now, there are two things that I consider in order to pick on which ones I should use here. Because yeah, you can go for the one that is the cheapest, but there are things to consider as well. Some of them give you more research notes per item, and some use different materials to get them as well. I made a little bit of a list here. I made an Excel sheet as well. I'll leave it in the description, but this little thing here helps me getting the best out of different professions, right? And of course, as you can see here, certain specific items will need different materials, right? If I had a lot of mithril and crystals, I'm gonna do the earrings. If I have mithril, silk, and trophies, I'm gonna do the barbaric helms from Ironsmith. If I have a lot of vegetables in my bags, I'll go for some cooking for saffron stuffed mushroom. If I have a lot of dust and crystals, instead, I'll go for some potions. And if I have a lot of wood and low tier trophies, I'll go for soft wood scepter. Now, sometimes you don't have any of those. I usually will, kind of put all of them together and just save them up for, weeks and weeks until I'm at capped of all these materials, and then just go on a spree of, transforming them, every one of them, into these specific items and get a lot of research notes. But sometimes you need even more. And for this situation, what I do is I pick up the, my ideal way of doing it. It all depends on what you enjoy, actually, I guess. And we're gonna go through all of them. So what I do, in order to not lose my mind doing research notes all of the time, I just pick one of these ones, buy all the materials for a good amount of them, and then just let them craft themselves. Press craft all, leave, go cook something, go do something else for 20 minutes. I come back, boom, I have 30,000 30,000 research notes. That is honestly the only way that I actually do it, because otherwise I would lose my mind. And the way that you can pick any of them, the ones that we have there from any discipline. But what essentially you would do is like calculate more or less the amount that you would want. And in this case, if you're doing this ones, right, you would get 3 every time. Let's say I wanted 3,000 research notes. It's a bit too little. Let's say 30,000. Okay, then you will need 10,000 of each of these ones, right? And yeah, sure, you're gonna have to go in here and buy them, and you should place order instead, right? And just do it over and over again until you have it. And it's gonna be annoying, but look, it's better than to just and you can just let the place orders be there for like a few days, and then once they're all done, you can just come in there, boom, and do it all over, right? And it's, for me, the only real way of doing it. Of course, you don't have to go for 30,000 like I'm saying. You could go for like 9,000, and you would just need 3,000 of each of these ones of these materials, as each of these ones was gonna give you 3. So then 3,000 times 3, that's 9,000. So that wouldn't be too bad, right? So yeah, you can just go for wherever you want, and it'll be good. Now we're gonna talk about the best ones to use depending on the situation. First, we should, consider the crafting profession you have. Depending on the one that you have, you should do that one. Okay, they're also more or less the same amount of gold, and sure, some of them are faster than the other ones, but not by too much. And just if you have that one crafting profession leveled up, and you have that level specifically that you can see here, you should go for that one, right? Other than that, you should, as we said before, use the materials that you already have before you buy them from a trading post. If you have exhausted those ones, personally, I really like the earrings and barbaric ones from Huntsman and Armor Smithing, respectively, as they give you the more research notes, and of course the potions as well. And let's talk about why this one's in particular. So earrings and barbaric, I really like them because you can just leave them. Look at this. Like you can just you need a lot of materials, so you can just buy them off the trading post and then just let it just craft itself to forever, right? Look at that. I have 6,000 bolts of silk because I was trying to do this, right? And you can just let it just buy all the materials and just let it craft by itself for a long time and get everything you need. Like, look at that. I have 6,000. That means that I'm gonna get five each time I do it, divided by 2. Well, it's a bit complicated because you need to divide it by 2, but it would be like 3,000. Like, look, it's like 15,000 research notes, so it's pretty cool. Now, the only problem with this one in particular is that you also need there's a lot of items that you're gonna have to create here. You're gonna have to create the silk the silk insignias, the helmet casings, and the helmet linings. That is the only disadvantage. Same thing goes for the earrings. If you go for the earrings, I'm just gonna log in here. If you go for the earrings, you'll see that you're gonna have to craft a lot of items inside of the actual item that you wanna do for this research note. It's kind of cool because of course you can just buy a lot of items and a lot of materials and just let it craft for a long time, and then you're gonna be done. But yeah, that's what's gonna happen, right? You're gonna have to craft those items, right? Mithril earring. You're gonna have to, in this case, create the brilliant emerald jewel, then you create the mithril hook, and then you create the mithril setting, and then all of them together into the item that you need. Now, even though that is a good option, and I would definitely recommend it, as it just gives you a lot of research notes per item, which is exactly what you need, so you don't have to waste that many time thinking about how many do you need for each situation, right? You also have the potions, but the cool thing about the potions is that you don't need to craft anything inside of them, right? You can just let them, let them craft by the items that you actually need. For example, let's say, element. I think the elemental slayings are very good. Potent potion of elemental slaying. You just buy all of the items that you need. You'll get 3 potions, 3 research notes each time you do this. Let's say that you wanted, I don't know, 3,000. You just buy 1,000 of each of these materials. You press craft all. You're done. You're ready. That's it. Okay, you don't have to think about it too much, unlike the other versions. The only sad thing about this one is that the prices are a lot. Okay, and you will get heavily punished. Actually, no, this one is pretty okay. No, these are pretty okay. I thought the versions, the listings versus the non-listings were gonna be too expensive, but they're kind of not. Yeah, they're more expensive than the other ones, as you can see here. They're 1 silver, 7 copper, each time you do it, compared to the 1 silver, 3 copper that you do it on the barbaric versions. But it's not too bad. It's honestly not too bad. I probably will go for this ones next time, so I don't have to think about it too much and craft one item, then the other one, and then the other one. But you will do it slower, right? You will need to essentially interact with a trading post a bit more than in the other way, but it's not gonna be that bad, right? It's not really gonna be that bad. And honestly, because of the amount of materials that you need for crafting silk and these other things, yeah, it's honestly in some ways it's probably gonna be less. I think the potions kind of win in my estimation. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Now for the other one, you do have the other option, which are the soft wood scepters and focus. This kind of work exactly like the ones from like the barbaric helms and the earrings. But the cool thing is that they use thin blood and very small trophies that nobody uses at any point ever, right? These are not used on anything but to do research notes. So doing these ones is actually pretty cool. You can get rid of them without having to sell them to the trading post. It's just chill, and I think that's actually pretty cool. So definitely recommend this ones. Definitely go and check the research note website to see which one you want to do and which one is cheapest in each situation, as they sometimes one of them moves depending on the market, but you're gonna see the scepters, the softwood scepters, softwood focus, like all of the same categories are gonna be here, right? Like the barbaric helms are always gonna be kind of together, and they're gonna work very similarly. The potions are all gonna work pretty similarly as well. There's different versions of them. All the earrings are gonna be very similar as well, and all the focus and scepters are gonna be very very close together as well. So yeah, just pick your poison, I guess, and go do it. The reason why people get very frustrated with them, I think, is because they do enough so they can do the item that they need, and then they stop, right? They stop, they leave it at that, and then eventually they run out, and then they have to do it again and again and again, and that is super, 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 super annoying, right? Instead, what you should always be doing is just do a lot of them in one bulk, just do them, be done with them, have like 30,000 research notes, and then eventually, once you run out 2 months in, boom, you do it again. Otherwise, you're gonna want to fucking quit the game, and that's not ideal. It is kind of sad because this system is not... It is a good system in terms of what it does, all right? What it does is that it makes every one of the materials in the game very inherently worthy, right? Because you can transform every one of them into an item that you can actually use to get some gold out of it. But, because you need research notes. But the problem is it's very annoying to use, as you need it all the time, and that makes you it essentially forces you to use the crafting system all the time. Personally, I would have rathered if they were just giving us a vendor that you can just trade your inventory, sorry, your materials to give us some research notes. But I mean, that I guess doesn't incentivize people trading with each other. So I understand why you wouldn't do it. But I would have liked that option, honestly, and not time gated. Maybe they can do it so research notes are the best way of doing them, right? Like the best way of getting research notes is crafting. But then you have a bit more expensive option, which is the vendors, but it's super fast, and you just, you waste more materials, but you get them instantly without having to craft and wait, which is honestly probably more fun than this. Some people do like crafting, but a lot of them clearly don't. But I hope that helped you guys. I hope that it helps you and understand the system better, and of course also giving you a good way of doing them without getting frustrated. I really hope so, and yeah, subscribe to the channel for more content of this. Go to my Ko-Fi if you want to support me. Go to my Twitch to watch me live, and see you guys around. Love you all. Bye bye.